I have been thinking a great deal about math planning the last, I would say, month. Yeah, the last couple of weeks. It's August 2023, and I'm nearly finishing the book that I'm reading right now on complex analysis, and I'm thinking about where to go next. So here goes what I have been thinking about. So I am in love with author series. These two books by Tristan Needham, Visual Complex Analysis, Differential Geometry. I would love to just sit down and do these books back to back, or maybe in a series where I do yet another complex analysis book, and then do VCA, Visual Complex Analysis, do like two other differential geometry books, and read Needham's book. I would love to do that. And again, going back to differential geometry, I'm in love with the concept of depth. Taking a subject, and doing it in gory detail. Do three books at a time. Do the Carmel, then go and do Needham, then go and do TAP, or do them in a different order, whichever one, because TAP is a little more basic. I'm in love with depth. I'm also in love with big books. Ye's Real Analysis, 840 pages. Dominant Foot, 944 pages, and I've made the numbers big just to emphasize how big these books are. I'm in love with mastering advanced concepts. I think we all are. Could it be a someday? I would love to be able to read both of these books, right? Algebraic geometry, functional analysis. I have self-learning constraints, okay? And that I think self-learners, if you're watching, you will understand. If you have access to a university and you're in a math department, you are lucky, my friend. Very lucky. Enjoy it. Live every second in that department and understand how lucky you are that us, the people who are stuck in self-learning mode and cannot go to a university because we have full-time jobs, cannot do that. I don't have a library, so I have to buy books, and they're expensive, so I spend a lot of money on books. I have no faculty or student peers. I can take a course. I did it once. I think it's going to have to wait. It's hard with a 40-hour, 45-hour job, a week job. When you're employed, I think I can swing 10 hours of math a week. Some weeks I've been able to do 12. I've been able to do 15 whenever there's a holiday, but that doesn't happen all the time. And then the best path, unlike your college where you can take multiple courses, I got to do it one at a time. I tried doing 3 courses at the same time. When I started, that did not work. Then I went down to 2. That did not work. Then I went down to 1, and that worked. 1 works. Linear. 1 subject at a time. Then the type of content, just as a limitation that I've placed on myself, I want to cover the undergraduate curriculum, even though I could technically, after finishing reading the complex analysis book, I could technically sit down and try to read a graduate level analysis book. I'm not going to even try because I need to build my foundation, and I need to build my foundation on all different subjects. What is normally done for a math major, I need to do that. And these words are open to debate. I think foundational is analysis, algebra, geometry, but you could say that combinatorics is foundational. Matter of fact, I did a recent search in the reprints, and combinatorics is the field that gets the most papers. So there you have it. Number theory, topology, these are all very important subjects. But if there were 3 that I had to say were foundational, I believe analysis, algebra, and geometry are those subjects. But again, it's open to debate. What do I know? Then, of course, there are too many linear paths and too little time. It's linear. You got to pick something. So what do? On one extreme, I can go deep with analysis. Do real analysis, complex. I'm finishing complex now. Follow it up with measure theory. Go straight into functional analysis. I could do that. But then that takes me away from all the other subjects, and it'll be a long time before I reach them. At the other extreme, I could be constantly going back and forth. Do real analysis, complex analysis, then flip to linear algebra. Then because with linear algebra, you can do differential geometry, flip to differential geometry, then go back and do abstract algebra. That would be most fun in the sense that I'm constantly going back and forth between subjects, and it would keep me going back and forth between algebra, analysis, geometry, maybe topology, in a very often, but it does not allow me to spend a lot of time in a single part of mathematics, a single neighborhood of mathematics. Uh, so yeah, that's something that I think about. My present path, and I'm going one subject at a time. I've mentioned this before. I did calculus, I did proofs, I did a number theory course, real analysis, and now complex analysis. So I've done that much in the last 2 years. Uh, there are paths after finishing complex analysis, which I'm considering maybe doing a second complex analysis book or spending some time like really polishing it up. I don't really know yet. Uh, really, and this list is ranked. I think my number one right now that I want to do is do linear algebra followed by abstract algebra. My number two would be, and it's sort of like get it out of the way with ordinary differential equations. I don't want to say it that way because I have a really nice book from Saf Snyder Nagel that I think would be wonderful to do. But yeah, ODE, PDE, partial differential equations, and cap it off with a focused Fourier analysis book. Then there's a differential geometry, measure theory, functional analysis, which I would give it as a subtitle, do everything that Rudin does and a little more, baby Rudin, and maybe going a little bit into Papa Rudin. And then, of course, topology, which is super important, very useful, and combinatorics, which I'm sure would open up a whole bunch of other fields of math that I'd be interested in learning. So right now, I don't really know which way I'm going to go, but I think it's going to be one of the first two paths. And I still got to do a lot of, want to and have to do a lot of complex analysis, hopefully all the way to the end of this year.